Everyone, my name is Marissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing to you this look, which is kind of a variation of the look that I do every single day. And I thought I'd make it a little bit more interesting by showing to you some of my favorite brushes of the moment. I've recently come into contact with a lot of new brushes and I really like some of them, so I wanted to share them with you while I do my makeup and show you how I use them every day. I've been really loving priming my face, so I'm going to use the Wonderglow by Tilbury. I like this one because it gives a really glowy look and it basically feels like a moisturizer, so it's very hydrating to the skin. I learned this next tip from Kylie Jenner's makeup artist Harusha Chemian from watching one of her videos. This is the Kojendo Aqua Foundation Illuminator. This is the white shade. It's really, really white, and I'm going to take the Tweezerman Finishing Contour Brush. I'm using it because it's the only dual fiber brush that I have right now. I'm just taking a little bit on my hand. I like dual fiber brushes for this just because see how white it is? It just kind of helps to diffuse it a little bit and make it a little bit more natural looking while maintaining the illuminating qualities in the actual product. I didn't actually know that Tweezerman made brushes, but they contacted me and asked if they could send them to me, and I said of course yes. So I've been trying out their brushes, and a lot of the brushes that I like are in this everyday makeup tutorial, and I'll talk through them, but basically I'm very impressed. For brushes that are going to be sold in the drugstores, soon to be available in Shoppers Drug Mart, they're quite soft for the price, and I really like how on every single packaging it says how to use it, best ways to use it, care instructions. For anyone who doesn't really know that much about makeup or know really the difference between various brushes, it's really helpful to have that a little bit of instruction on the packaging. Next, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. I haven't been able to put this thing down for the life of me. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I think it's supposed to be for normal to dry skin, and I would say I'm more oily to combination / oily to I don't even know what these days, because my skin is changing, which is scary, which means I'm getting older. So I just kind of put that all over my face and then I buff it in. This is probably one of my favorite brushes that I own. This is the Marc Jacobs The Face 3 brush. It's a buffing brush. It's gigantic, really densely packed, ultra soft, and I find that the combination of these two make for a really quick and effortless base application. Next, I'm going to take my favorite concealer, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. This is one that I've been using lately. I just love the coverage that this gives. It's really full coverage. It bounces light away from the shadows, and it's just creamy and blendable. It's just all those buzzwords combined into one product. So now that I've got everything highlighted on my face, I'm going to take the Tweezerman Flat Top Foundation brush. I like this one for just pressing in the concealer. I like that it's flat because it does really press, and I'm using kind of like a bouncing motion on my skin. I'm not dragging it away or softening out the concentration of the pigment. Next, I'm using one of my favorite brushes ever. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pattern Sculpt Brush. It's fluffy, it's pointed and precise. It's just a really beautiful brush. The only thing I hate about it is that it really does shed, but I kind of chalk that up to the natural hairs and that the ferrule itself maybe doesn't pack all the hair so densely, and that's what allows for the great blending, but also allows for a lot of fallout. So I'm going to take my extremely battered Anastasia contour kit, and I'm going to mix a little bit of the banana and vanilla powder, I believe. It's hard to know what the names are. And I'm going to very generously put this under the eyes. And powdering right away really helps to set everything down because it doesn't even give it a chance to sink into any lines. For my face, I like using this Tweezerman Contour Concealer brush. It basically has the exact same shape as the Sephora Pro Contour Kabuki brush, number 82, that I like using for powder contour, but it's really tiny. So it's great. I really like the shape of it because it can really fit right under the cheekbone, and same with this one. Other times though, I will just use a flat foundation brush. These work really well as well. You can just get the product onto the tip and really chisel things out. So I'm taking the Laura Mercier Contour Kit. I've really been liking this one, and I'm almost done the contour number 1 shade, which is almost exclusively the one that I use the most. And I'm just going to take a line underneath the cheekbones. I just really like the consistency, I think, the most. It's just really, really even, and it's really easy to blend too because it's very emollient. I'm also just going to take a little bit of that with the flat foundation brush that I was talking about. This one I got from a Sephora set a long time ago, but really I would be very surprised if you couldn't find one of these flat foundation brushes. They're everywhere. So nose contour is a little bit finicky because it's really obvious if you don't blend it, and it just kind of destroys the illusion of contouring in general. So I really make sure that I blend that one out right away. Taking that flat top foundation brush and blending just kind of down my neck, just softening out all those lines for contouring. I always like to set my contour with a contouring powder, so I'm going to use a product that I haven't been able to put down since I received it, and I think it's mostly because I just love the packaging so much. This is the NARS Stephen Klein One Shocking Moment palette. It's from the limited edition collaboration with Stephen Klein. I did a video on it for Elle Canada as well, and it is just, try to get this. It's just so beautiful. Like, you've got 4 blushes, 2 contouring powders, and a bronzer. It's just like, it's everything you need for a full face of color. I'm going to take the Real Techniques contour brush. This is one of my most favorite Real Techniques brushes. I've loved other Real Techniques brushes in the past, but this one has stood the test of time. I've been using it consistently ever since I got it, and I just love the shape. I'm going to take a little bit of the Paloma contouring color, and I'm just going to chisel out the contour that I have already. Then I'm going to take the powder that comes with the contour duo, and I'm really going to concentrate that where I went too far down with the contour shade. So I have 2 brushes that I've been loving for my eyebrows. I obviously use the Dipbrow Pomade by Anastasia, medium brown is my color, and I used to love the number 12 brush because it has a spoolie and a really pointed tipped angled brush, which is absolutely essential for using this gel product for your eyebrows. And then I've also been loving the Tweezerman brow brush because it's just as, maybe even more narrow than the Anastasia one, and I just like that it's a little bit bigger as well. So when I do my brows, I just go in and draw very faint, long strokes. Then I take the spoolie and I blend in. I don't focus that much attention, or product rather, in the center of the brow. Whatever blends inwards when I use the spoolie is the product that will go into the brow. Okay, so now on to eyes. I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Eye Basics in Buff. I really, really like this. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I know why. It's just a really nice eyeshadow primer, and I read that Kim Kardashian's main makeup artist, Mario Dedivanovich, he always puts a base color down before, like basically like an eyeshadow primer, a cream color that has a pigment to it, and the more colors that he layers on top creates more dimension, and that's kind of creates that finished look. Most of the times I just flat out use my contour kit as an eyeshadow palette because they're powdered colors, but I recently pulled out my Charlotte Tilbury Sophisticate palette, and it's one of the first high-end palettes I ever owned. I really like all the shades in it, so I'm just going to pull that one out again, taking the first shade, which is a matte cream color, and taking that all over the eyelids. This is the Smith 235 brush, and I like that it's flat, but it's dense, or sorry, rather it's fluffy enough that you can blend if you like. Then I'm going to take the Smith 247 brush. I swear this one is like an exact dupe of the MAC 217 brush, and I'm going to take that taupey brown color and bring that basically all over the eyelid up into the crease. Next, I'm taking one of my oldest brushes. This is the Aqua Crease Blender brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that gray, sort of like graphite color, and working that into the crease and the outer V. I love this one because it is fluffy and it does blend, but it's got a fine enough point that you can really get into the socket and make a crease for yourself. I'm going to go back in with the Smith brush with nothing on it or whatever's left and use large circular buffing motions to really buff that in. Then I'm going to take a combination of the taupe and the gray that I've been using and run that under the lower lash line, or as Samantha calls it, accentuating the under eye bags. I just find that this just widens the eyes. Like, it's not like I have the smallest eyes in general, but I just really like the effect of making your eyes really pop with neutral colors. Then I'm taking the same brush that I was using, the Smith one, and blending out those edges. Okay, so then depending on how I'm feeling, I either take a liquid liner and I line my eyes if I'm really going for a 1960s look, but for something a little softer, I like to use my very dead, it's so small now, it's a dual-ended Estee Lauder Pure Color Intense Kajal Eyeliner Duo, and I got this one in a top box. Is that what they're called? I only got like one top box, and I haven't been able to find this pencil, but I'm obsessed with it, and I really hope, I don't know, if someone's watching this and they know where I can get another one of these pencils, let me know. I've gone to Estee Lauder counters, I've gone to Sephora, I haven't been able to find it. So I'm using Blackened Cocoa, which is a very dark, kind of ashy brown color. And then I'll take something like this, the Kat Von D shade Light, and I'll use the pointy end, I don't know if that's the shade or the light, and I'll just diffuse all the edges and make it look really smoky and a little bit more subtle. I'm going to take my favorite mascara of the moment. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It gives a lot of length and volume, and my favorite part about it is that it doesn't look very spiky, which is a look I don't really like for eyelashes. Everything looks really full and plush. Quite honestly, I spend the most time on my eyelashes. I'm very particular about the way that they look, and I like them to look just right. So if I know I don't have very much, I'm just opening a box. If I know I don't have very much time to do my makeup, I will always make sure I rush through things and then get to my eyebrows and then my mascara. So I was opening a box of these Quo pointed tipped Q-tips, cotton buds, and they're amazing. I really like them for removing mascara, so I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, so now I'm going to take a Real Techniques multitask brush, another one of my oldest used brushes, and this is, you guys have products where you buy them and you love them, but for some reason you just don't use them. This is me and the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze in Tantric. It's beautiful. I love how big it was. I got it for my birthday, and I just never ever use it, so I'm just going to use a little bit of it so I don't feel so bad. There's nothing wrong with it, I just never use it. So my favorite blush of the moment is the Urban Decay Afterglow Powder Blush in Video. I love it so much, I really do. This is the Tweezerman blush brush, and I mean, I'm not very particular with blush brushes, just as long as they're kind of big and fluffy, and I'm just going to dust that kind of in like a sweeping motion across the cheeks. If I'm finding it doesn't look soft, I'll just take the foundation brush that I had, which is the Marc Jacobs buffing brush, and I'll just kind of very lightly, I'm using very little pressure, just soften out all the edges. And then to set my face makeup, I really like to use the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I recently rediscovered this, and I used to use it so often, but I just kind of stopped, and then I rediscovered it because I used it for a video, and I just love it. It works really well if you don't have overly dry or overly oily skin, to just set down and blend all of the powder and cream products that you used and just make it look like one even layer. It's so good. So I'm just going to take a few pumps of that. So for lips, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. This is a little nubbin, it's so small, but I love it so much, and I've had a bunch of other lip liners come into my life since I met this one, but it's still my favorite. It's just a really nice combination of like a pinky nude color. Then I'm going to take a custom lip color that I made at the Bite Beauty Lip Lab in Soho in Manhattan. This is, we don't name them, but this is my shade, and it's a mix of a pink with a little bit of a brownie nude. It's a luminous cream formula, and it smells like violet and vanilla, which is just my dream. It smells so good, so good. That's the finished look, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to do if I'm really rushing. I can get it done probably in 10 if I'm like speeding and not talking and not watching YouTube while I'm doing my makeup. I always watch YouTube when I do my makeup in the morning. And this, if I want to, I mean, makeup can take me a long time to do because I just love makeup so much. Yeah, these are all the techniques and all the brushes that I've been loving lately. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Let me know what your favorite brushes are. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe because it really helps me out. And I will see you next time. Bye.